Welcome to the Explainer. So, you're gearing up for EIKEN Grade 1. That is a massive undertaking. And honestly, passing this top-tier exam takes a whole lot more than just conversational English. You need a highly advanced vocabulary to really stand out to the examiners. Today, we're doing a deep dive into an elite vocabulary masterclass, and we're going to walk through 25 specific high-level words and their collocations. Mastering these is going to give you an immediate, massive competitive edge in both your essays and your interviews. Let's get right into it. Here's our game plan for today to rapidly organize these words in your brain. We are breaking things down into 5 core themes: emotions and the mind, historical scenarios, reality versus appearance, actions and strategy, and finally, attributes and being.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, Emotions and the Mind.
Okay, looking at this first set, the core imagery behind each word is just fascinating. First up, we have apathetic. This actually comes from the Greek a, meaning without, and pathos, meaning emotion. So it's a complete zero emotion shutdown, like when people remain apathetic towards social issues. Then there's impersonal, which strips away all human warmth. Think of the impersonal nature of bureaucracy. Next is fastidious, which paints a picture of totally uncompromising detail, like maintaining fastidious attention. Then we have indignant. This isn't just angry, it's a righteous rebellion. Citizens grow indignant over injustice. And finally, hilarious. This goes way beyond just being funny. It is a room-dominating joy that can provoke a hilarious response.
Now, to really lock these into your memory, the source material gives us this awesome, vivid summary story. Listen to this. The fastidious bureaucrat, apathetic and impersonal to society, grew indignant over lost privileges, then burst into a hilarious laughing fit. Visualizing this totally volatile, paradoxical character actually acts as a memory lock for all 5 words at once. It's like a mini mental movie.
Moving right along, Section 2 is characters and historical scenarios.
This set gives you the exact vocabulary you need for discussing dramatic power dynamics or societal roles. We've got valiant, describing noble courage, as in to make a valiant effort. Captive gives us an image of someone entirely stripped of their freedom. Now, midwife literally means a guide to new life, but pay attention here, because in EIKEN socioeconomic or medical topics, citing a critical shortage of midwives is a brilliant real-world example to use. Landlord represents the absolute controller of a space, like an absentee landlord. And notoriously, well, that means widely known, but for all the wrong reasons. Calling a system notoriously inefficient is the ultimate academic spice for your essays.
So let's tie these together with a medieval narrative. A notoriously cruel landlord held a vital midwife captive until a valiant knight stormed the castle to secure her liberation. Locking these specific words into a single, highly visual scene of oppression and rescue cements those definitions permanently.
All right, on to Section 3, reality versus appearance.
Now, this set is an absolute goldmine for EIKEN essays. Why? Because it lets you intelligently criticize the gap between what society claims and what's actually happening. A guise is an outward mask. Saying something was done under the guise of restructuring immediately impresses examiners. Dainty describes a fragile elegance. A contradiction is a total logic collision, and pointing out a stark contradiction is a killer phrase in any debate. Hallucination is a perception glitch, super relevant for modern tech and AI topics. And an incarnation is an abstract concept given flesh, like calling a leader the very incarnation of integrity. Let's weave these into a mysterious thriller scenario. Picture this. Under the guise of charity, the dainty figure revealed a stark contradiction. It was the dark incarnation of a vivid hallucination. See what happens there? Abstract concepts suddenly become unforgettable when you tie them to a suspenseful mental anchor.
Section 4, actions and strategic changes.
These verbs right here, you absolutely need them when proposing solutions or describing policy shifts, especially in your essay's conclusion. To rally is to gather scattered energy. You rally voter support. Embolden means injecting bravery, like when actions embolden critics. To banish is a permanent lockout. You banish fear. Iron out is such a great professional phrasal verb. You use it when you need to iron out differences in politics. And finally, to waive means voluntarily pushing away your own rights or claims, like to waive sovereign rights. These are the exact actions needed to resolve crises.
Let's put them all into a story of political triumph. The leader rallied voters, emboldened to banish the dictator, iron out inequalities, and waive his absolute powers for peace. It's incredibly powerful, right? It demonstrates a perfectly clear problem-solving process using our 5 targeted verbs.
And finally, we have Section 5, attributes and state of being. This final group provides sophisticated ways to describe quality, memory, and survival. Ablaze means being completely overwhelmed by energy, like a city square ablaze with light.
A replica is a flawless reconstruction. Retentive implies a strict refusal to let data leak. Think of a highly retentive memory. Now, extrinsic is huge for academic debates. It means an external incentive, so contrasting extrinsic motivation with intrinsic motivation is a brilliant move. Finally, subsistence. This is the bare minimum foundation for survival. It's a mandatory keyword for poverty and developing nation topics, like subsistence farming.
Our final narrative paints a picture of an isolated artist. Ignoring extrinsic rewards, the craftsman used his highly retentive memory to carve a flawless replica, securing his bare subsistence. Just imagine an artist whose raw skills and memory are quite literally his only means of survival in a harsh world. It makes the word stick. So just to recap the strategy here, casually dropping these exact collocations, like using stark contradiction in your body paragraphs, or rallying support in your conclusion, or contrasting extrinsic and intrinsic factors, that is what elevates your English from merely conversational to the academic elite. It gives your answers a rock-solid professional framework.
Before we wrap up this explainer, I want to challenge you to actively lock in this new vocabulary. Language literally shapes how we view reality. So, what's a modern social issue that you think we need to banish? Or what is a stark contradiction you've noticed in recent news? Try writing a killer EIKEN-style sentence using those words in the comments below. It is genuinely fascinating to see how swapping in high-level vocabulary can completely change the way we frame a debate. You've got this. Thanks for exploring this masterclass with me today, and I'll see you next time.